labor, we understand. Guys, there are certain things, again, we are going to skip. I'd like to know, are you aware of what is the right cervix? The cervix that is ready for labor. What is the change that happens from pregnancy to labor? The uterus is dilated, containing the fetus is there, the placenta, the liver, membrane, there is a whole bag there, and the cervix is closed, right? So cervix, then that is like a door. Now the door is going to open. See, she can only go out if the door opens. The os has to open, the door has to open, and there has to be a wall from that side. Imagine that wall rushing towards you, being pushed out, so that all of you have no place else but to go out, which you would lovingly do if your program is not anymore. That dancing and clapping and yeah. So that is what is labor, and that is what is the change that we are going to talk of. So for that we have contraction, retraction. I hope the two words ring a bell to you. Contraction, when the uterus is contracting the musculature, there is an actin myosin component, and hence the length of the myouterine muscle has reduced. Retraction, that is a permanent shortening of this muscle fiber, and hence the uterus does not return back to the same size that it had initially at the beginning of the contraction. The onset of labor has got 4 signs. So the first one goes in as uterine contractions. These are rhythmic contractions that are happening, increasing in intensity, frequency and duration. They are intermittent contractions. These contractions are associated with, these are what? These are painful contractions. They are associated with the feeling of pain by the patient. Breast and exposed was causing pain, but once it merged with the labor pains, it is going to be painful. So painful rhythmic uterine contractions that are resulting up in second feature, that is the cervical changes. The cervical changes is shortening and there is thinning of the cervix, and it gradually merges with the main body or the uterine cavity. So that is what is called as effacement. So you have cervical changes, dilatation and effacement, or let's say dilatation, shortening and thinning of the cervix, that is occurring there. And the third one is bag of waters. You know, that was a Shakespearean era way back, and they were using such twisty terms, but I like this bag of memories. And what is the fourth sign? That is show. The show is about to begin, the curtain is up, and there is some mucoid discharge, that is blood mix, that is coming out of the cervix, and that is what is the fourth sign of onset of labor. So 4 signs of onset of labor, can you remember them? Delivery per se is the expulsion of the fetus. That is orthodox conception after the period of viability from mother's womb to outside birth. Stages of labor, first, second, third and fourth. I hope you all remember. First one from the dilatation that begins on the onset of labor, and this dilatation once it reaches full dilatation, that is equivalent to 10 centimeters. Stage 1. Beyond that, till the expulsion of the baby. Stage 2, stage 3. Till the release of placenta in effect. Stage 4 is an observatory stage, and ISP that it should last 2 hours, even if some of the literature at times mention 1. So, ask about mechanism. You have to show that fetus moving inside the pelvis and coming. If I talk about the management, then you are standing on the perineal side of the perineum, of the pelvis, and the fetus is coming from above and you are managing from the perineum side. There is a difference between management and mechanism of labor. If I talk about mechanism of labor, these are the changes that are happening on the movements that are occurring on the fetal head while the delivery is happening, and that is what is mechanism. Once the mechanism is done, the other aspect of labor, and that is management of labor. And I want to spend some time with you more on this one. The management part, you have to talk about things like perineal support, like giving an episiotomy or doing an active management first stage of labor, or giving an enema or not giving an enema. These all are the part of management. So observation and intervention if the labor becomes abnormal. By partogram, pain relief during labor. Now this has been recognized as one of the part that actually is to be taken as a right of a pregnant patient, that she should be given a pain relief during labor. why unnecessarily subject her to pain? So pain relief during labor, emotional support for the mother. Now this emotional support of the mother was a companion that was missing from the slide. Adequate hydration throughout labor, and definitely a good attitude of the caregivers towards the patient. So history, you need to record the history, examinations, and investigations. We know of preparation and care. Bowel preparation. Do we do bowel preparation now? Only for those cases that are having rectal failure. Otherwise, routine enema is not indicated. Similarly, bladder care, the patient is encouraged to empty her bladder on her own frequently. Nutrition, she is supposed to have light diet that she can easily assimilate or more of liquids and call back. Maintain adequate hydration. Perineal shaving is a big no. You do not put in a razor for her perineum. You can clip the hairs if they are too long. And if she is in a mood of shaving or removing those hairs, then she has to do it 72 hours prior to the expected time of delivery. So, like when she is reaching down, she can think about it or clip her hairs. That is a better option. You do not want to create any new source of infection here. Reason is given. Then routine early ARN not recommended. Only do whenever there should be an indication that means you are wanting to augment labor. Position, she should be allowed to move around. This is not something that you are going to restrict her or make her a prisoner for yourself in the ward. Let her encourage her to move about, meet her near ones. Let her spend time with them so that she is comfortable. Pain relief, as we have talked about, is important. Monitoring during labor, particular. We have come to the business at hand. So this photograph has got various components. You understand the patient particulars are there, and then the fetal information in which fetal part, amniotic fluid, molding are to be commented upon, then labor information is descent and dilatation is recommended on, then contraction, medications, whatever you are giving, syntocinon, drugs, IV fluid, maternal information, pulse, BP, acetone, and albumin is talked about, ketones. So this is what is a photograph that looks like. Okay. So monitoring, what else can be done for fetus? We can go for, yes, we can go for CTG or continuous topography or contraction stress test as we call it, and that is what we get. Other than that, you can go for fetal ECG, scalp stimulation, acid-base balance, and vibro-testing and fetal oxygen saturation. So these are the other methods. This is another point that comes up for your exam. CTG to be done in which cases? These are previous cesarean preeclampsia. So anything that is not high risk pregnancy in which something can happen to the fetus or mother, you can think about it continuous monitoring. Any condition like that you can enumerate into it. Similarly. You have to understand that this is a graphical representation, single paper, in which the information of the mother and fetus is depicted together. Then you have to understand that there are various components that we talked about. Then you have to understand how exactly or how frequently you have to look up for every measure, and interpretation when to do what. That covers up your photograph. So if I am going to talk about any fetal part, usually you look for it every half an hour. If I am looking for contraction, that is half an hour. Maternal pulse and BP can be looked up 2 hourly or 4 hourly depending upon the maternal condition. That goes. Then next comes in when to intervene. If you are going to think of intervention, these are the 2 lines that are going to help you out. One is alert and other one is action. If it lies on the left of alert, everything is okay. Then alert and action, you have to actually talk about, and you have to pay attention. Like you might require to add a oxytocin if the contraction is less. You might want to do an ARN or artificial rupture of membranes in order to augment. Or you might like to re-evaluate your diagnosis and have you not missed out the spinophalmic distribution. If it is beyond action, that means that the termination of pregnancy is required to look for the best route, how exactly you will manage. So that is some words about it. Liver guide. This is 2 lines for you guys. This is what has come up after the photograph. And I seriously feel it to be more comfortable and more friendly in order to fill it in. And the reason being that this has got more sections in comparison to a photograph. And if you talk about them, so they are taking care of that respectful medical care, the pain relief, and they are to take care about support of the care, the vision, the shared decision making. Everything is included in a single one, and the best part, they include the second stage of labor also. This is a difference between a modified photograph and a labor care guide. And just pay attention to this slide as to the difference between the two, so that if you get a shot of either on photograph or on labor care guide, your work will be easier. So just pay attention to these points. Active stage begins at 4 centimeters. There it is taken as 5. Here the alert and action line are fixed at 1 centimeters. There they have kept it flexible so that you can find out of how the variance occurs. Keep a track of intensity, frequency, and length of rotational contractions in modified part. Then, strength and repetition is also taken care of. इसमें modified photograph no second stages there in labor care guide have no action devoted to it. Besides cervical dilation, warning and action lines, there is no clear necessity to act in response to observation that differ from prediction of any labor. That's the last point in modified photograph. And if you see in a labor care guide, actually they are noting down the differences other ways or deviations other ways and making the people act. That's the benefit of getting a labor care guide. Now, why this labor care guide came? That was because of this. The obstetric warning systems. These systems have been a part of emergency and ICUs till now. Now they have been adopted for the obstetrics as well.
気をつけてな。嬉しそうにしちゃってな。しかしいくら校内とはいえ一人で行かせるのはやっぱちょっと心配だよな。あれはへ
え。なんだこのちっせえ生き物。
どこの子？これはもしかして初めてのお使い？そこの僕、お姉ちゃんが上まで連れてってあげるよ。だから諦めちゃダメ。
何階だ？何階に行くんだ？屋上までだって担いでってやるよ。
コタ、自分で兄ちゃんとこへ行く。ごめんなさい、余計なお世話でした。自分で頑張りたいんだね。
なんか俺大学受験に立ち向かう勇気出たよ。
じゃあお使い頑張ってね。
しかもなるべく手を出すなとか。めちゃくちゃ出してよチキショー。やっと一段かよ。
よいしょ。
やっと階段半分かよ。そいつがシェアハピシェアハピって聞かれて
ほら、中身はこぼれてないから心配すんな。ほら、これでいいだろ。
おめちゃあがと。
しょうがねえな。階段も簡単に上がれなかった頃のことなんて覚えてねえけど。ガキがこっち来っから端寄れ。
多分俺はこんな頑張るやつじゃなかったな。